Hi everyone, happy Thursday, December 17th. This is Vamari with Be Productive Coaching coming to you today from Morningside, Miami, Florida. And what that beautiful view that you see behind me is Miami Beach, and it's about 70 something, maybe 80 degrees will be the high today. And I know that those of you in the Northeast are having a winter snowstorm, so I am sending you some warm weather up to the Northeast so that that snow can come off the ground soon and you can enjoy some of your winter and get outside. Get outside to nature, because nature heals. So it's been about 50 to 60 days since I've recorded a video. I've actually taken a good 30, maybe a little bit more longer break from social media. And it wasn't intentional. It just came by surprise. In the last few months, a couple of months, on November 1st to be exact, my husband and I took a road trip and basically visited 13 cities and 3 states in 41 days. The road trip started with Chattanooga, Tennessee. I went to nature to reconnect. I love the mountains, and nature heals, and nature is just amazing, and nature is perfect. So our trip started with Chattanooga, stop in Chattanooga before heading to Dallas, Texas for a conference that I had. This is all going to make sense in a minute. I'm not just telling you about what I've been up to, but the focus of my coming to you today in the talk is how important disconnecting is and how important mindfulness is. And even for me as a coach, I try to practice, I have a routine daily where I practice mindfulness. But I have to admit that 2020, the end of 2020, before my road trip, was a little bit of a whirlwind. And even though I was doing my practices and listening to my prayers every morning, somehow I really wasn't in the moment. I found myself having to rewind at times, my prayers, the podcasts that I listened to, because truthfully, I was not listening. I was multitasking. I was doing everything but being in the moment and listening to what I was listening to. And I didn't really come into that realization until my trip. And as I was coming out here today to Morningside Park to clear my mind so that I can get ready for a productive day, I was inspired. I was inspired by what I've experienced over the last 41 days. I was inspired by the beautiful trees. I was inspired by the water. I was inspired by bringing back this mindfulness to my practice, my daily practice, and being grateful for so much as we end 2020, which is so important. Gratefulness is extremely important. And so as I really thought about everything during my walk, I felt my body, how it felt, the pains in my body. I just had a birthday. I just turned 44 in December 8th, and your body tends, is shifting. And so as I felt everything, I was inspired to come to you and come back to social media. I have to admit that it was nice to be off of social media for a little while, and I didn't have the energy to come back. But today I'm inspired, and I'm back. So right after Chattanooga, I headed to a conference in Dallas, and my husband left me there in Dallas while I was doing my conference. later came to pick me up so that we could spend the weekend in Dallas and enjoy Dallas. And then we did a whirlwind tour of Texas. We visited Houston, Galveston, Austin, San Antonio, the Hill Country and Wine Country. I don't know what I'm leaving out, but we were all over Texas. And after Texas, we decided to stop in Tennessee, back into the mountains, and also to listen to some great music. So we stopped in Memphis, and from Memphis we went to Nashville, and then from Nashville we spent my birthday in Charleston, South Carolina. And that was a perfect ending to our trip. And later, after my birthday, we drove back to Miami, sunny Miami. And it just felt great to be away. I don't know that I felt great during the trip. It was, it was very busy. I was working remote. I was just working with my current clients. No marketing, no action planning, no strategy, just focusing on really being mindful and really just focusing on my clients and focusing on myself. And when you visit 13 cities in 3 states in 41 days, you have to be mindful in order to be able to enjoy it and be able to really remember it. And so I admit, nature did this to me. It slowed me down. It brought me to, I wouldn't say my knees, but close to my knees. Right after the conference, I had decided already, it was my husband's 50th birthday, to take vacation that week. And from that week, I just couldn't come back. My mind was not the same. I had this mind block. It was cloudy. And all I could do was attend to my clients, attend to family, be in the moment, enjoy where I was, but nothing else. That's all I could handle. And I struggled. I'm human. And it did take me a little while to realize that it was okay. I have to admit that. Finally, when I realized that it was okay and I gave myself the freedom, after speaking with my coach, I gave myself the freedom to just be in the moment and not worry about strategy, not worry about being productive, not worry about 2021 and what my business was going to look like. Once I gave myself that freedom, wow, it was just amazing. And I was able to really, truly enjoy the end of the trip. I was truly, truly able to enjoy the time with my husband, the time with our dog, being in the cities, listening to the music, eating awesome food, driving, and just being quiet in the car with my husband and not looking at my phone or social media was amazing. And, I'm telling you all this. Clearly, I'm posting this on social media, so you're going to be listening to it on social media. But I'm telling you all this because it's okay. And as humans, sometimes we don't give ourselves permission to just stop, to just smell and breathe and, realize that we have all these different senses and just look at the beauty. As I was walking through the park today, I'm looking at these beautiful trees, and I'm going to post some pictures so you guys can see what I was looking at. And nature is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I noticed there's this palm tree that was basically on the ground, and you'll see the picture. It was underground, but it managed to stand itself back up. Because nature is perfect and nature is healing. And we are nature. We're part of nature. We're made perfectly. And when we fall, we learn to stand back up. And when we're weak, we get our strength. And it's up to us to really determine how we're going to get that strength, get away from that stress, get that strength, and really get that energy that we need to just continue, because life is unpredictable. I think 2020 has taught us that. Life is unpredictable. It is precious. We don't know what life is going to bring us. And so really recharging your batteries, stopping for a moment, even if we can't, 2020 has, we have to wear a mask, and there's so much that has changed. We can't travel the way we were traveling before. We can make things happen. Again, my husband and I safely did 13 cities and 3 states within 41 days. And, it was the first time I've ever done that, been gone for that long from my home. But coming back to my home made me realize how much I love my home. I came back excited to decorate my home for Christmas, excited to go and get our Christmas tree. And when I went into our storage and realized that we had a leak during the time we were gone, and when I realized that, I went into the storage, and one of my buckets where I had Christmas decorations was completely molded and ruined from the leak that we had while we were away. I was okay with it. And I was okay with it because my soul, my heart, everything about me was okay with being back in nature, with being back to just slowing down and really healing myself. I didn't realize that I needed that, but my body knew that because I shut down completely. I had to visit a chiropractor while I was away, and I got myself on a routine of going to the chiropractor to get my body healed while I was away. So there were things, it wasn't perfect, the trip wasn't perfect, there were things that came up, but I slowed down. And that is the biggest thing, is being mindful. And I guess that's the biggest message that I have for you, that I have for myself, is that, we have to slow down. I was going. I launched a new website April 2020, and then I went into survival mode because I needed to make sure that my business was going through the pandemic. And then I was nonstop because I was helping so many people that are out there that have lost their jobs or that were just unhappy and realized that they needed to make transitions into work that is purposeful. So in doing all of that and helping so many people, I neglected myself a little bit. I admit it. As a coach, I neglected myself a little bit. And so we do that as humans. You don't need to be a coach to do that. You can, be a mom. You can be a teacher, a psychologist, a financial guru, and you can neglect yourself. We all do that as humans. And so my message to you today, if I leave you with anything from all this rambling, and forgive me because I don't script my messages, is to stop what you're doing. If you're feeling like life is just way too much, is stop what you're doing, get in your car, drive to a park, find your nearest park, and just walk. Be in nature, be in the moment, breathe, take deep breaths. And if you have to just sit in the park and just look at the trees, at the iguanas, at the these little other animals, I don't know, I'm rambling now, but the squirrels, I don't know why I couldn't remember the squirrels, but if, look at the squirrels, look at the iguanas, wherever you are, look at the deers. Oh gosh, my husband and I were amazed with how many deer there were on our trip, in the different cities and different states, even in the neighborhoods, beautiful deer. And if I wasn't in the moment, if I wasn't being mindful, I would have missed those deer. I would not seen the deer. I would not remember the deer. I would not been able to remember the deer to tell you about the deer. Just stop and pay attention to what we have. There's so much for us to be grateful for, even in 2020. life is beautiful, life is precious. Our movement, our breath, it's all a gift. Enjoy it. Enjoy the holidays. Don't worry about the to-do list. Leave the to-do list for the new year. Enjoy these holidays. You have no reason not to. And just be you. I thank you for listening and for being with me. If you were with me through the 15 minutes, congratulations and thank you. And I look forward to really coming to you within the new year, 2021. I've got a lot that I want to bring to you. I'm all about service. And so, I've got programs for my paid clients, and then I've got some free stuff that I want to bring to everyone. Just lessons. And so I'm looking forward to a much more mindful 2021. Have a great day.